2024. Could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Light, Commissioner Boswell,
Present.
Commissioner Craig,
Present.
Commissioner Gaddis,
Present.
Commissioner Conroy,
Here.
Commissioner Lamb,
Present.
Chairperson Hazeltine.
I'm here. Okay, so salute to the flag. And ready, go. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We had a little bit of a change to the agenda. Well, it wasn't a change, it was a bit of a glitch in that J2 will actually not be on the agenda tonight, but will be in a special meeting in 2 weeks on August 1st. I believe it's August 1st. And if there's anybody that would like to, you could, if you were here to say something on that, I think it's probably okay that during the public comments section, you'd be able to speak on it since it's a non-agenda item now.
Correct. Since it's been pulled from the agenda, then they can speak on it with, during the items,
Okay.
non-agenda items.
Okay, so if we have anybody here or anybody on Zoom or on the phone, that'd be great. Okay, so could I get a motion to approve the order of the agenda?
Motion to approve the order of agenda.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so be it. All in favor, aye. We did have a blue folder item. Can I have a motion to receive and file the blue folder?
Motion to receive and file blue folder item.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so consent calendar, we just have one F1, and anybody on the DS up here can pull that to discuss, or if there's anybody out in the public that would like to pull that. Does anybody up here want to pull that from the July 18th meeting? No, so motion to approve the consent calendar
Motion to
item.
approve the consent calendar.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. This is the public participation on non-agenda items. This section is intended to provide members of the public with the opportunity to comment on any subject that does not appear on the agenda for action. This section is limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be afforded 3 minutes to address the commission. Each speaker will be permitted to speak only once, with written requests, if any, will be considered first under this section. Okay, is there anybody out there that would like to speak on non-agenda items? No, okay. Anybody online?
We have 4 attendees, one of them being Commissioner Light.
Okay, would he like to say something? Is there anybody there that would like to say something?
No one has raised their hand.
Hold on one sec here. Yeah, hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
A disembodied voice.
It's,
Did you want to
Commissioner
say
Light.
something during the public participation?
No, I'm just here to listen. Did I do something wrong and make noise?
Commissioner Light.
No, yeah, you spoke, and I think your mic's on. Is that Commissioner Light?
It is.
Mute.
Yeah, mute it. Hi. Okay, so we don't have anybody here that wants to speak on that. Let's see, do we have any written comments on, receive and file any written comments on the non-agenda item? I think we have some e-comments, right? Do we need to?
Do you have e-comments? Yeah, they're in the blue folder.
One moment, please.
He's looking for them.
I think I saw some on in the e-comment section, there was a few.
Right, like 4. I think they're on J2 though.
But that's okay. Well, I think there was maybe 4 on the,
We have 4 comments.
yeah, and we don't, anybody want them read? I don't think we need to read them. Do they oppose or?
it's right. You have plenty of time.
Okay, go ahead and read them if you,
This is for non-agenda.
Oh, non-agenda items, right.
Yeah, so we have to
Motion
make
to
sure.
read.
Jamal, can you read those?
I think you can open them on if you open on the right-hand side, they're down at the bottom
I think they're-
of the calendar.
Take your time.
Yeah, no rush.
It looks like they're all on agenda items.
Well, they're all.
Oh,
on
they
J2.
are.
Are they on J2?
It's all
On
J2.
J2, though.
Are they?
You can't tell by just,
Yeah, we can't
Okay, but how
discuss.
about if we say, I think that we can say whether they're opposed or it's unimportant since it's not agendized. Okay, so I think
Why don't we
we're,
save those for,
Yeah, maybe.
part
of
it'd be-
J2.
I
That'd
think
be more
to-
logical.
okay,
to
so
be
we will
safe.
save those, Jamal, for 2 weeks from now?
Okay.
Okay, because I don't think we need to go on that, okay. So our next one is a public hearing, ex parte communication, that would be on J1. Can we start with Sheila? Commissioner Lamb?
Thank you.
And then
I've spoken to no one.
Okay, and Commissioner Conroy?
I've spoken with nobody.
And Commissioner Gaddis?
spoken with nobody.
And Commissioner Boswell?
I don't know who this nobody is, but I didn't talk to him either.
Commissioner Gray?
I've spoken to no one.
And I spoke with nobody also. Okay. So can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open the public
And a
hearing?
second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So I think we have a administration report from Planning Associate Bansfield. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. The item before you is for consideration of an exemption declaration and conditional use permit to allow the installation and operation of a wireless telecommunication facility on an existing Southern California Edison transmission tower located at 2504 Manhattan Beach Boulevard. The subject site is located on the south side of Manhattan Beach Boulevard between Dow Avenue and Gibson Place and extends all the way south to Belland Boulevard, about 2,000 feet. The site is owned public right-of-way. The properties to the east and west are zoned R1 single-family residential, and the properties to the south and north are a continuation of the SCE easement, also zoned public right-of-way. The easement to the south is actually developed with the Dale Page Park. The lot size is approximately 240,000 square feet and is currently developed with 7 large SCE transmission towers with power lines, as well as a wholesale nursery, which is not open to the public. 4 of the existing towers contain wireless telecommunication facilities. The site is accessed from a driveway on Manhattan Beach Boulevard, as well as a driveway on Belland Boulevard. And I've included on the screen a portion of the site plan, which shows that the facility will be closest to the Belland Boulevard driveway. So the project proposes the new wireless facility to be installed on the 3rd tower at the southern end of the property near Belland Boulevard. Includes the addition of a 3rd equipment building within the footprint of the tower, constructed with the same materials and colors as the 2 existing equipment buildings. Just west of this tower, there are 2 existing towers, which also have 2 existing equipment facilities. This proposed facility includes 9 antennas, which are 6 feet tall and arranged into 3 sectors. One sector will be mounted at a height of 41 feet from the ground to the top of the antenna. The other 2 sectors will be mounted at a height of 65 feet from the ground to the top of the antenna. On the screen, you'll see existing photos of the site. On the left is the view from Belland Boulevard, where you can see the 2 towers that have the wireless facilities and the 2 existing equipment structures underneath the towers. And then the 3rd taller tower is where the proposed wireless facility would be, with another equipment structure in the footprint of that tower. The applicant has provided photo simulations. So from this view, you can see the existing and proposed view from the neighborhood to the east. And the antenna will be painted to match the tower. This is a view from the south, which is from Belland Boulevard. And then a view from the neighborhood to the west. The project complies with the development standards for the public right-of-way zone. And staff is also able to make all of the required findings for approval of the conditional use permit. Staff finds that the property is adequate in size and shape for the proposed use, provides adequate access and parking for maintenance, and the proposed wireless telecommunication facility will serve to enhance the Verizon wireless communication network, which supports public safety communications. The wireless facility is also in compliance with the FCC radio frequency exposure limits and is not anticipated to have any adverse impacts on public health. It's also not regulated at the local level. And with that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve the exemption declaration and conditional use permit for the wireless facility at 2504 Manhattan Beach Boulevard. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody that wanted to speak on this? Oh, okay. Did you want to say anything on it? Okay, could you stand up then and take an oath just in case you do want to or are asked questions? And you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Okay, thank you very much. And you can sit down now just in case we do have questions for you. Okay, anybody have any questions? Yes, Commissioner.
So this is being installed on an SCE tower,
That's right.
and is SCE receiving any revenue from, any ongoing revenue from Verizon for this?
Most likely, that would be a question for the applicant, but I believe it is leased.
Okay, so it's a leased asset, which then would roll up into whatever Redondo Beach income that SCE uses. It's a part of their overall tax structure with their other revenues, right?
Can't speak for SCE, but
Sure.
it is a revenue source for
It is a
them.
revenue source.
They've got a number of towers that have that have wireless facilities on them with all the carriers, and I would suspect it's a decent revenue source for them. Just like they like to lease their property for, I mean, nurseries and whatnot. Very limited uses on those properties, but that they have a department that's going out looking for revenue opportunities on their land. So, yeah, it's definitely that.
Do these, this antenna is different than the other ones that are currently installed? Is it different at all, or is it just like the ones in the, that we saw on the
This
other?
microphone's off, by the way. Hold on a sec.
Jamal turns it on.
I think
He'll turn it on for you. Jamal turns it on. It's 1 second.
There we go. It's on now.
It's on.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was the question?
These antenna structure that's being attached, is it the same as the existing ones on the structure next to it? We saw a rendering of it.
They're panel antennas, yes. They're configured for the specific frequency that the carrier is using, so their models are for specific frequencies.
Is there
Yes, they are panel
any
antennas.
impact on the surrounding area, be it sound or any danger to surrounding bird life, wildlife, anything at all?
Not that I can speak to, no.
Okay.
But yes.
All right, that's all I have.
Well, that was not convincing. Well, I don't
They
think
sent
so.
the expert.
That is probably a yes or no. No. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Yes, Commissioner Boswell.
So there is absolutely no radiation coming out of this?
There's radio frequencies coming off the tower, yeah. I don't, so it's electromagnetic energy. It's no different than the other antennas that are
Different from the
currently
other
there.
telecommunication signals that are slowly killing us.
All the things we're used to.
I tell you not to put
Okay.
the cell phone right up to your head. Well, anyway. I believe there was a question as to whether Redondo Beach is making any money on this, and I think it was answered by saying Edison does, but do we? Do we get any?
No, we don't.
We don't get a piece
No.
of the pot?
Unless we have, there's very limited revenues that we are able to charge for a wireless carrier, which is classified as a utility in our public right-of-way. Those limits are set by the PUC. So we do get revenues when they put facilities in the right-of-way on city facilities.
But not on a Edison site.
Not on Anderson site, but, as a matter of fact, we have a tower right on City Hall, and that's similar rates to other private properties. So we do get revenue from some facilities that are located on city property and a little bit for facilities in the right-of-way.
Let's see. Okay. No other questions?
Okay, anybody else? Yes,
Sorry,
go
me
ahead.
again.
Commissioner Conroy, no, go.
No,
Okay.
no.
I've seen similar antenna structures that there was some sort of mitigation to improve the view. Just the mock-up I saw, it shows a home in the foreground and then this big, the SCE structure behind it, which on its own is, which I'll admit, that isn't, the most attractive thing to see out your back window either. But taking this further down the road, if we're going to potentially continue to clamp things onto this, I think that further detracts from the view of the residents in the area. So has any thought been put into mitigating the effect of the look of these antennas? Anything to streamline it, cover it, make it look
More like a pine tree.
Like a
Yeah,
palm
make-
tree.
or if not a palm, yeah, I know that those I've seen, the
Like a
palm
pine
trees,
tree.
right?
The
But
pine tree's even cooler.
that would be a heck of a
clothes on it
pine
so it
tree
looks
or a
like
palm
you're
tree.
climbing
But is
them.
any thought gone into the design either of the antenna or something that would go over or around the antenna to streamline it, make it look less like a piece of commercial equipment than it is?
Unfortunately, on Edison towers, we're bound by their requirements. They actually do all of the attachments to the tower. They design the brackets and actually hang the antennas. They don't let us on the towers. And and they won't allow us to do any more screening or addition to the bracket other than what you see there, the pipe mounts, the bracket, and the antennas. They won't allow additional screening and we can paint to match, but
Sure.
that's about it.
It probably would have been helpful to have somebody here from Edison to answer some of these questions then. It is their property, it is their revenue, right? It seems reasonable that they would be willing to do some sort of mitigation on for the view. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes,
I'll just
Commissioner
comment
Lamb.
on that. I think it might be interesting to find out if other municipalities, other counties have had the same question, and if there's something coming in the future in terms of even perhaps greening these towers. It's only a guess, but perhaps another municipality that is more forward-thinking has explored this issue. Possibly.
Yeah, anybody else? Yes, Commissioner Craig.
Yes, there were some questions about cell phone safety, and I hear this a lot. And so having some experience in this field, electronics, just so everyone understands that cell phone works at about, 3 megahertz, not a lot. Ultraviolet light, which is a spectrum that actually causes damage to your skin, which can knock a DNA molecule out, is about 1,000 times stronger than that, 10 to the 15th. Now, for those who are math whizzes, that's a big number. The energy required for that is huge. And it's actually, so instead of being in the megahertz, there's mega, giga, tera, and peta. PETA is where damage tox happens to DNA. And the reason why the studies don't show that it's causing anything because the bandwidth of most cell phones is about like that. To hit a DNA molecule, you need to be about 2.5 billionths of an inch to cause any appreciable damage. So
So we're safe.
we're safe. I mean, and the thing is, we all are, like I was telling you before, we're all radiant here tonight because we radiate infrared heat. So there's ionizing radiation, which is the stuff that's bad, like, the uranium and being out in the sun for a week at a time, probably causing skin cancer when you get in your 50s, versus non-ionizing radiation, which is just the stuff you use your cell phone with. So anyway, just to, science 101, it's a
Yes.
good thing.
Commissioner Craig, question. So certainly, what's coming out of our phone is determined to be generally safe. But what's coming out of that antenna's got to be more powerful than what's coming out of our phone.
Well, it is, however, where it's at, the tower is 134 feet in the air, and where these things are mounted are so high. On the study they had, they showed the dispersion on it at a ground level or even above the homes, there's nothing even around it. However, the frequency, which is the important thing about it, is still the same, because that's what your phones will pick up. It's not in the petabyte range. To where it could cause damage. So if you had like a nuclear reactor there with a bunch of doors open on it, that could be a problem. You would probably get hurt. With something like this, it's not even enough to appreciably raise the temperature of water if you put it in front of it. So, yeah. So anyway, I always hear this a lot, and I was like, I gotta say something.
Thank you.
You've been down this path.
Yeah, anybody else?
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? Is there anybody online that would like to speak?
We had one attendee that had their hand raised.
Okay, go ahead. Could you say your name, please?
Hello, good evening. My name is Daisy Weekenpang. I'm with Verizon. Just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to be in front of you today. And I just also wanted to point out that we did provide an emission study report that is in your file. That shows what the earlier, I believe his name is Commissioner Craig, said it proves that the site is safe.
Okay.
So, but I'm here to answer any further questions. And as far as SCE as well, SCE does have requirements where painting is the most we can do in a lot of their facilities. So we are complying with the requirement there. As far as we could stealth it, that's the stealthiest we can do on this type of facility for SCE.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have questions for Verizon? No, okay. And no other questions there?
No further attendees with any questions.
Okay,
Motion to end the public hearing?
okay, and a second.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so be it. Let's see, does anybody have anything else they'd like to say about now that we've,
About a motion to adopt the resolution.
let's make sure, now
Okay.
that it's closed, does anybody have anything else they'd like to say? No, okay, we could have a motion to close the public.
Motion to adopt the resolution
Yes.
of the Planning Commission of the City of Redondo Beach adopting an exemption declaration approving the request for a conditional use permit to allow the installation and operation of a wireless telecommunications facility on existing Southern California Edison transmission tower on property located at 2504 Manhattan Beach Boulevard in the public right-of-way P-Row Zone Case Number CUP-2024-05.
Second.
And everybody in favor?
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote, yes.
All on.
Commissioner Light?
Absent.
He's
He's
unmuted.
absent?
He's not
Thinking.
present. He's absent.
He's absent.
Yeah.
He's online.
Just listen.
Oh, he's
I
online.
don't think he can vote online.
He has to post where,
We used to all vote online.
you have to post that get the notice it before you have the meeting.
That's when we were online.
Commissioner Boswell?
Yes?
Commissioner Craig?
Yes.
Commissioner Gaddis?
Yes.
Commissioner Conroy?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb?
Yes.
Chairperson Hazelton?
Yes. Okay, great. So that's been adopted. Yes, thank you. Okay. We don't have any items to continue from previous agenda. Do we have any items from staff?
Just to confirm for our August 1st meeting, we have a quorum. I think we've heard from enough of you that we do have a quorum for the meeting. It'll be the Thursday night, August 1st, 6:30 here, so a couple of weeks from tonight. We've provided you with quite a bit of information for this meeting. So it's an opportunity to take the time, take a look at all the information that was provided. We pulled together all the comments we've received, and that's what your blue folder item was. So this was, if you recall, for the workshop we had in March, through that period, we also had an online interactive website of the entire general plan, the elements that we're updating. Land use, open space and conservation, noise and safety, and people were able to comment on that. So you can look through that document, see all the comments that everybody had on the document itself. Plus, we had all the written comments from the March 20th workshop that we held, and then all the comments we've received since that. So it's up until probably about 3 o'clock today. All the comments we've received on that item, you guys have them now. So,
Okay, and is there going to be a new agenda with all that stuff attached, published?
yes,
Okay.
we'll do
Great.
another agenda. We've already done a notice that I think has come out today for August 1st.
Okay.
So we'll be doing an email blast and getting the word out. So, hopefully we get a good turnout. And
Commissioner Lamb?
I did not get a chance to look at the blue folder item, but I wanted to ask you, are these comments broken down by response, or are they simply just a listing by date?
They're actually the actual comments themselves. So if it was an email, we've provided the email. And that's, okay, so they're in 3 categories. One is all the comments associated with the Conveo survey that was on the website. Those are all collected in one of the blue folder. It's one PDF, but they're 1, 2, and 3. And all of 1 is the Conveo comments on the general plan itself. And then 2 is, and there's a cover sheet in the PDF. That's everything we got at the March 20th workshop. And then 3 is everything since the workshop till now.
I would just like to make a suggestion that you can feel free to reject. But it is possible that if you use AI, that you could break those comments down by subject matter. And you may, at this point in time, you may not have the AI capacity at this point, but I think it's really worth considering. And because that would be not only a benefit to you, it would certainly be a benefit to us.
So when you say break it down, do you mean like a little summary of each one, or
Well, you can
what
break
the issue is?
Even
or-
Conveo is using AI, and I know that our consultant didn't actually take advantage of it, but you could break it down by topic. You can break it down by affirmative, negatives. There's a range of ways that you can break it down. You could break it down by category, right? So these comments are coming in about, let's say, for example, in the land use element, right? You've got balance, you've got preservation, you've got
Jobs to housing.
jobs to housing. You've got a range
Yeah.
of categories.
We'll see if
So
we
by
can.
break it down, you mean by topic, Sheila? You'd like
more
to
like
see them all
topic.
put together in
By
this-
topic. I mean, it's so
Okay.
much easier to, it saves everyone time and energy to have it broken down and.
Organized.
And organized, right? You get a better sense of, when it's just random.
Sure.
You can't, our brains don't have the capacity to really understand and make adequate decisions on it.
Okay.
So I don't have to
anyway, we
belabor
probably
this,
can't
but-
get too far into it
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And you may or may not have the capacity to do it now, but it's something for you to think about in the future. It's really a benefit, and AI will do it for you.
We'll look at that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anybody else? No.
Do you say?
Okay. Any commissioner items referral to staff?
Yeah, I have something.
Yes, Commissioner Craig.
Yes, I have a question. I received an email from, looked like it was from an attorney, sent the other day. It had to do with a conditional use permit for something at BCHT. And it looked like it was something to do with I think it's a group that does Shakespeare by the Sea.
Right.
And it stated that the original conditional use permit for the property does not allow for the current use that's being built on it. I think primarily the facility itself was initially, daycare or something, or, usually it's medical related things. And the letter that I think we all got a copy of basically stated that the use that they're currently leasing it at is not in compliance, and they need another CUP for that. I'm assuming you got it, or you're
Yeah,
looking
you're
at it.
correct.
I just want to
Yeah,
ask if there's a follow-up.
That use, I can't remember the bucket name that it falls into, but it does require a conditional use permit, and they'll be coming in with an application for that use.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it'll come in front of us at some point.
Yes, you guys will see that, probably fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? Could I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there we are. Thank you.